Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We welcome to Online Teaching Academy, Ekaliva. In the last class, we have studied about the Bentham and Hooker classification, and now we are going to start with family Fabaceae. Now, Fabaceae is a family where we have classification. When we have studied, we said that it belongs to the class Dicotyledonnae and subclass Polypetalae. We said Polypetalae is the petals are free and distinct, and series Calyciflorae, cup-shaped thalamus it has, and order Rosales and family Fabaceae. And these are some of the examples of Fabaceae family. In this family, we will look into two examples. One is Clitoria ternatia and the other one is Pisum sativa. If you see the picture, you can see here, it is having the habit when we see, it is having a weak stem, and you can find the twiner also. And the arrangement of the leaves, if you see that it is a reticulate venation and imparipinnate, and this is the flower. Already we have studied this flower with when we were talking about the corolla, Papilionaceous corolla, where you will find the sepals here. It has a zygomorphic flower having a large petal called as a standard petal, and the two lateral petals, what we call it as a wing petal, and inner to that these petals are called as scale petal. And if you see a calyx, you will find that the calyx is having gamosepalous. And androecium, when we talk about, it is a diadelphous condition where it has 10 stamens. Out of the 10 stamens, we will see that 9 forming as one bundle and 1 free. So, it is 2 bundles, diadelphous condition. And when you see gynoecium, you will find the gynoecium with the stipe, stiptate ovary, and this is the ovary, the style and the stigma. And this is the ovary where you will find unilocular, monocarpillary. And with the floral diagram and floral formula, when we see that, you can see this is the bract, and these are the bracteoles. And when we were talking about the floral diagram, we said we will start with the mother axis, so you will find the mother axis here. And this is the outer whorl calyx, and this calyx, when you see that, the odd sepal which is there is anterior in position. In Fabaceae, it is anterior in position. So, here you will find that this is the mother axis. The side facing the mother axis, this side is called as posterior side, and opposite to that is the anterior side. So, here the odd sepal is anterior in position, and when it comes to corolla, you will find that this is the standard petal, this is the wing petal, the 2 lateral petals here, and these 2 inner petals are called as the keel petal. And we said that the anthers, androecium, when you say, we said the anthers are 10 in number, forming as 2 bundles. So, you will find that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 forming as one bundle. So, you have joined together and one remains free, and this is dithecus, and this is the gynoecium. So, if you see the floral formula, bract, so here you can see the bract, bracteolate, so you can find the bracteoles. And what is this symbol? You all know that the symmetry of the flower can be represented like this. If it is percentage, you call it as a zygomorphic flower. That is, you can cut the flower into 2 equal halves at one plane. So, this is zygomorphic flower, and this symbol represents bisexual. You will find androecium and gynoecium, and K is calyx, and here how many are there? 5 sepals, and they are fused. So, it is gamosepalous, you have put inside the bracket, and corolla 5 polypetalous, and this is androecium forming a diadelphous condition, 9 forming as a single bundle plus 1 remains free. Gynoecium monocarpillary 1, and then you will find that you have drawn a line below G. It represents, it is superior ovary. Now we will see the next example. This is Pisum sativa. Okay, so here also you will find the habit. Habit, when you see that, it is what? A twining climber. It is having a very soft stem, habit. And then when it comes to root, and because it belongs to Fabaceae, the roots are having the root nodules. You all know what are nodules. On the roots you will find that the Rhizobium bacterium, if it forms the bacteroids, you call it as a root nodules. And these root nodules only will help in fixing of atmospheric nitrogen. So here you will find in this family, you will find that the roots are having nodules. And when we talk about the stem is aerial and then it is having a weak stem. So you will find that this weak stem is supported by the tendrils. So they have a twiner. And the leaves, imparipinnate. Imparipinnate means if they have if 5 are there, you will find like this, one odd one which is being left out. You call it as imparipinnate. If it is equally arranged like this, you call this as paripinnately compound leaf. So here it is imparipinnately compound, alternate stipulate, and because it belongs to dicotyledone, they show reticulate venation. And leaflets are stipules. Stipules are there at the base of the leaf, and then you will find that the petioles are there. The leaves are having a stalk, so it is a petiolate, and pulvinated because it belongs to Fabaceae. They have a pulvinous base at the base of the leaf. And inflorescence, when you talk about, they are single, solitary, and they are there at the axil, so you call it as axillary. And flower, again when you talk about the flower, you can see that with the floral diagram or with the floral formula. When you see, you will find this as bracteate. So the flower is having bracteate. They have bracteoles. These are bracteoles. You are going to represent with BRL. So it is a bracteolate flower. And then usually they are very large and they have a stalk, so you call it as pedicellate. Heteroclamadeous, two layers, the two whorls are there, and then it is complete. All the 4 whorls are there in the flower, so you call it as a complete flower. And then it is bisexual, 2 sexes are there, male and the female sex is there. Then pentamerous, because it belongs to a dicotyledone, it has 5 or multiples of 5. So pentamerous. Zygomorphic, you can cut the flower into 2 equal halves at only one plane. And the ovary is superior. Superior ovary is otherwise called as hypogynous. So you will find hypogynous. So this is a description of a flower. And when it comes to calyx, how many sepals are there? 5 are there. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sepals 5. And they are fused. So synsepalous, or you use another word, what we call it as gamosepalous. And they are green. And what estivation they show? They show valvate estivation. And the odd sepal is anterior in position. That is, it is away from the mother axis or opposite to the mother axis. You say that position as anterior. And when it comes to the corolla, as we said that it has 5 petals. So you can find the 5 petals which are there. Either it may be white or blue. And apopetalous, apo is free. And then they are irregular. You will find irregular. So you will find a very large petal, standard petal, 2 wing petals and the 2 kill petals. So they are irregular. And this kind of corolla is called as papilionaceous corolla and imbricate estivation. When it comes to androecium, 9 forming as single bundle, and the 10th stamen is free. You can find this 10th stamen as a free stamen. And the anthers are dithecous. That's why you have seen that the diagram showing like this. This is dithecous. How do you represent or show the monothecous condition? This is a monothecous condition. So here it is dithecous and they are basifixed, introse. They are facing towards the interior side. So introse, and then they dehisce by longitudinal slits. They dehisce by longitudinal slits because they help in pollination. Then gynoecium. Gynoecium is monocarpellary and only one locule, so unilocular, and many ovules on what placentation? Marginal placentation, and the ovary is superior and the style is simple, and it has a feathery stigma. The stigma is feathery here, and the fruit is legume, and the seeds are non-endospermous and they are reniform. So, we will see with the floral formula, the floral diagram. So, here it is bracteate. So, you have seen bracteate here, bracteoles, so bracteolate. It is a zygomorphic flower because you said that it is irregular. So, it is zygomorphic flower having a large petal and 2 lateral petals and all. So, it is a zygomorphic, and then it is having 2 sexes, male and female, bisexual, calyx 5, gamosepalous, corolla 5, poly, androecium 9, inside the bracket plus 1, gynoecium, superior ovary, monocarpellary. So, you can see the diagram here. This is the mother axis and this is the anterior side. So, you can see the odd sepal is anterior in position. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5 sepals. Corolla. If you see, this is a large petal, the standard petal, and these 2 lateral petals, and then the inner petal, the keel petals, and 9 forming as a single bundle and 1 remains free, and this is gynoecium. You are monocarpellary and unilocular. So, this is with the floral diagram and floral formula for Pisum sativum. Then we will look into the next family, that is Solanaceae. Now, this Solanaceae belongs to the class Dicotyledonnae. We said we are going to see 2 of Dicotyledonous and 1 from Monocotyledon. So, here you will find that the class Dicotyledonnae, subclass Gamopetalae. Gamo is what fused petals they have, and Bicarpellate having 2 carpels, and order is Polymoniales, and the family is Solanaceae. And this family, we said that it is normally called as a potato family. So, you can see some of the examples here: tomato, brinjal, tobacco, all belongs to this family. Now, an example, one is Datura metal, that is Umatangapu. What you see is, this is the habit. You can see that the white campanulate flower which is there. So, here you can find that the sepals are also fused. The sepals are fused and the petals are also fused. Gamosepalous, gamopetalous. And then here if you see that the anthers are attached to the petals here, and this arrangement you call it as epipetalous stamens, you will call it as, because it belongs to Bicarpellate. It has 2 carpels, but because of a false septum you will find as if it is tetralocular, and then the ovules are arranged on a swollen placenta. And here you said that sometimes the calyx, the duration of the calyx varies from in some of the flowers. So, here you will find that the calyx is with the fruit, after the fruit formation is there. So, you will find the persistent calyx you will find, and this is a spiny outgrowth of the fruit. So, you call this fruit as spinescent capsule. And when it comes with the floral diagram and the floral formula here, it is bracteate flower. So, you have drawn the bract here. Okay, this is bracteate, and there are no bracteoles are there. So, you are going to represent with EBRL, ebracteolate, and this symbol is actinomorphic. You can cut the flower into 2 equal halves, more than 1 plane, and this is bisexual. You find both androecium and gynoecium. So, it is a bisexual flower. And when it comes to calyx, calyx is 5, gamosepalous. So, you have drawn inside the bracket here, gamosepalous. Corolla 5, and that also fused. So, you have put inside the bracket gamopetalous. And androecium, how many are there? 5. And we have drawn an arc connecting the corolla with androecium. And this is only what we call it as epipetalous stamens, we will call it as. Gynoecium bicarpellary, and you have put inside the bracket, it represents syncarpus, and a line below, this is called as superior ovary, you will call it as. So, if you see the floral diagram, you will find this is the mother axis, and this is the outer whorl, the sepal, this is the inner whorl, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So, bracteate, so we have drawn bracteate, no bracteole, so it is an ebracteolate flower, and you will find that this is the odd sepal. The odd sepal is posterior in position. In the previous families what we have studied, the odd sepal is anterior in position, that is, it is away from the mother axis, but here it is posterior in position. So, you will find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the corolla. You will find twisted estivation, that is alternating with each other, one is in and the out, and the anthers are attached to the corolla. So, it is epipetalous stamens, and if you draw the diagram like this, it is understood it is diptychus, and this is bicarpellate ovary, but it has a septum, so it looks as tetralocular. And we will see another example of the same family, that is Solanum nigrum, which is called as a black nightshade. So, here you will find, or Manathakali you will call it as. So, you will find the habit, and this is the extra axillary scorpioid sign is the inflorescence. So, here you will find the white flower, and here also you will find that these are the epipetalous stamens. This is sepals, gamosepalous, and this is the fruit, and you will find that it will have a persistent calyx. This is the calyx which you can see in the fruit, that is why you call this calyx as persistent calyx, and this is called as berry. And this is the stamen and the floral diagram and the formula. So, as we have seen in the previous, it is the same. Here alone there are no bracts. So, ebracteate, there are no bracteoles, it is ebracteolate, and it is actinomorphic, bisexual, calyx 5, gamosepalous. So, you will put inside the bracket, corolla also 5, gamopetalous, so you have put inside the bracket, androecium 5, and epipetalous stamen, so you have put an R, gynoecium, bicarpellary because it belongs to bicarpellate, bicarpellary, fused, so syncarpus, superior ovary. If you see the explanation, you can find here this, that is the potato also, because we said that it is a potato family. So, the underground stem what we see is Solanum tuberosum, tomato, brinjal, tobacco, all belongs to this family. And the leaves, if you see children, the description here, the leaves are alternate, simple, rarely you will find that they are pinnately compound, and no stipules are there, so it is exstipulate, and because it is a dicotyledonate, it is reticulate venation. And inflorescence, when we see, it is solitary, axillary or acymose, as we see in Solanum. Flowers are bisexual, actinomorphic, and calyx, if you see, sepals 5, and they are united, so it is gamosepalous, and persistent, they remain till the fruit formation is there, persistent, and valvate estivation, they do not overlap with each other, valvate estivation. Corolla, petals 5, and they are united, gamopetalous, and you will find that here you will find twisted estivation also. Androecium, stamens 5, epipetalous. Gynoecium, bicarpellary, 2 carpels because it belongs to bicarpellate. Syncarpus, fused, superior ovary, bilocular, and placenta, if you see that they have swollen with many ovules, and the fruit may be berry or capsule. Seeds are many and they are endospermous, and the floral formula and the floral diagram we have seen in the previous picture. And many plants belonging to this family is a source of tomato, brinjal, potato, chili, and medicinal plants you talk about belladonna, ashwagandha also belongs to this, and tobacco, and petunia, the pink flowers are the ornamental plants which belong to this family. Now we will see the last family from Monocotyledone, that is Liliaceae. So here when you see that it belongs to the class Monocotyledone, monocotyledons, and series Coronariae, order Liliales, and family Liliaceae. And these are some of the examples of Liliaceae. This is the water lily, that is the lily normally you will find. In school also we have this kind of a lily. Now Allium cepa, onion, Allium sativum belongs to this family. So here you will find that this is the bulbous stem, the onion, bulbous stem, and you will find that this is the flower, and you will find the leaves. The leaves are very cylindrical and they are fleshy. You will find long cylindrical leaves. And this is the inflorescence axis, what we call it as a peduncle. And you will find umbellate sign, umbel inflorescence you will find. So this is the LS of the flower, and you will find this epipetalous stamens. The stamens are attached to the petals. So you will find epipetalous stamens, and this is the inflorescence. And when we see the floral diagram here with the floral formula, the floral formula is bracteate, the flower is bracteate. So you will find that this is the bracteate, and this is the mother axis, and there are no bracteoles, so you call it as ebracteolate. And actinomorphic flower, and this is bisexual, and you cannot differentiate calyx and corolla. It is only one single whorl which is present, and that whorl we call it as a perianth. And the members of the perianth are called as tepals. How many are there? 6 tepals are there, but these tepals are arranged in 2 whorls. So you are representing with 3 plus 3, and these are united, so you have put inside the bracket. Then androecium, sometimes it may be 3 plus 2 fused, 1 may be free. And androecium you will find 3 plus 3 because it is epitepalous, because you said each member of perianth is called as tepal, you call it as epitepalous stamens, you will call it as. And then so we have joined perianth with androecium with an arc. Gynoecium, because it belongs to monocotyledone, it is tricarpillary, syncarpous, superior ovary. And in monocotyledone you said the flowers will be trimerous, 3 or multiples of 3. So when you see the floral diagram with the floral formula what we have written, we can see that this is the mother axis. So here this is the one inner whorl. So you will find 1, 2 and then 3. This is forming as one whorl. And the other 3 of the outer whorl, you will find that 3 outer whorl. So, and you said they are all joined together, so you have combined. Or sometimes you will find that this inner whorl, this tepal alone, you will find that so you can find that if it is like this, this will be the odd tepal may be free and membranous. Okay, so here you will find if it is in Musa paradisiaca avenue, talk about, you can see like this. So here if they are fused, you will join all these things. So you can find that all these tepals are fused. Syn tepalous you said, so you have joined all the tepals. Then we said that it is epitepalous. So you have seen that the androecium is attached to the tepal. So you will find all the anthers are attached to the tepals and they are dithecous, that's why you will draw like this. And this is tricarpillary ovary. So tricarpillary and all the carpels are being fused. So if you see the description of this flower, you will said that because it is having a perianth. So what will be the members of the perianth? They are tepals. How many are there? 6. And you will find there are 2 whorls of 3 each, apotepalous or rarely syntepalous. Apo means they are free or they may be fused. Okay, and then androecium, if you say that stamens will be 6 and in 2 whorls of 3 each. They have given some examples here. Gynoecium, it is tricarpillary, syncarpous, and the odd carpel usually will be anterior, trilocular and with numerous ovules on axile placentation, and sometimes you will find parietal placentation also you can find. And the fruit is loculicidal capsule, septicidal, or it may be berry. So here when you talk about the botanical description of Allium cepa, we said habit is perennial herb, and you said that it is an underground bulb, and the root, because it is monocotyledonae, it is fibrous or adventitious root system, and the stem is underground bulb. The leaves are, you said they are all cylindrical and they are fleshy. Because it belongs to monocotyledonae, what kind of venation they have? Parallel venation. And inflorescence is capigerous, you will call it as, that is the inflorescence axis. You said that it is a peduncle which is there, and this peduncle will arise from the ground, this is the base bulbous stem, you said, from there it arises, and here you will find on the top cluster of flowers you will find at the apex. Such kind of inflorescence you call it as capigerous. That is the inflorescence axis, the peduncle arise from the ground bearing a cluster of flowers at the apex, and the pedicel will be of equal length. You said that it is umbel, so you will find that the pedicel may be of equal length from the apex of the peduncle, so that they all will form at the same level there. And flowers, they are small, white, they have bracteate, in the floral diagram we have seen, and they do not have bracteoles, so ebracteolate. This flower is having a stalk, so it is pedicellate, and it is incomplete flower. Then it is trimerous, 3 or multiples of 3, actinomorphic, hypogynous. And perianth, tepal 6, and they are arranged in 2 whorls of 3. And what estivation? Valvate estivation. Androecium 6, again here as perianth, 3 and 3 of 2, and anthers are dithecous. Gynoecium is tricarpillary, syncarpus they are fused, ovary is superior, trilocular with 2 ovules in each locule, and the placentation is axile, and the fruit is a loculicidal capsule, and the seeds are endospermous. So if you see the floral formula, bract, ebracteolate, and this is actinomorphic, and the bisexual flower, and the perianth will be 3 plus 3, and androecium is 3, and it is combined together, it is epitepalous stamens, and gynoecium is tricarpillary, syncarpus, superior ovary. So this is an example of Liliaceae family, what we have seen in Allium cepa, the onion. Thank you children. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.